babies. Teach them all. Teach the grown folks too, y'all.
Yes.
Welcome to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See
And
that?
we would like to thank y'all for tuning in and helping us to redefine what's cool.
All right. And smart is the new
Gangsta.
baby.
You better ice somebody. Ice them.
Ice them.
Ice them. That's the African American vernacular English that we speaking right there, y'all. How y'all feeling this morning? Go ahead and tag a friend. Let us know you're there. Good morning. Good morning. I see y'all watching. Put something in the comments. Send us some stars. Let us know that you up. Tag somebody and tell them that we got a power pack program for you today. We're going to be talking about the Alabama Brawl.
Oh, I think he just brought something around. Like he just brought people together. Like everybody.
Like nobody's business. We're going to talk about that.
Good morning, Michelle.
We're going to provide some tips for going back to school, parents going back to school, and we got some headline news. We got Ask Kiana and a whole lot more. So make sure that you tag your people, man. What's good, Q?
It's Wednesday.
What's on your mind?
Oh.
What's on your mind Wednesday?
Bonjour.
Around the world, look, I got notes. Sawubona.
Ni hao.
Ohio. That's it?
No. Buenos dias.
Buenos, yeah.
Well, I mean, I said it kind of questionable.
Yeah, you did. You didn't say it with your chest.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
so, you know, it was kind of a question. So, thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean,
just say good morning.
Good morning.
Guten Morgen.
Good morning.
Good Morgen is one. Bon dia.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Sauce.
There you have it.
Okay, there you go. And
what's up? That's good
What's
morning.
on your mind this Wednesday?
Oh man, just the work. A lot of the work. Ms. Teresa, thank you for tuning in. UB, I see you. For me, it's really preparing for some events that we got coming up. So we got the we're doing our third Saturday of the month. We do we're doing canvases with your council member. And so canvases, conversation, and then cookout with the council member. And we're going to be at play lot number 2 over there off of 19th and like 11th Avenue South. And so prepping for that, people can come out and, participate. We're going to do some canvassing and actually talking to people in the neighborhood and in the area, having them fill out the District 7 survey, staying in touch, finding out what the priorities are, what the issues are, things people are happy with in the neighborhoods and things they wish they could change.
So it sounds like you really do work.
Kind of, sort of, a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna be out there. We in these streets.
Y'all in these streets.
so doing that. And then also the business district. So, residents and stakeholders voted to establish a 49th Street Business District. And so the strategic visioning session for that is going to be on the 28th.
Okay.
And then we're doing a New Deal reunion that same week. So it's a lot happening. The New Deal St. Pete reunion.
Listen, I remember when y'all kicked out.
Yeah.
Like y'all was, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I mean, yeah. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So, we had First Friday.
Okay. He say,
she say was amazing. This he say, she say, I think I want to do a panel on men.
Okay.
Me and just men.
Sign me up.
Okay, because I want to marry, single, divorcee. I want to get these different perspective business, kind of hood or what you call hood.
Yeah.
And so we get it so people can really, we can dive into the thought press. So, Brother John on the panel.
Yeah, sign me up. I'll do that. Yeah, you say she stay at Urban, right? Yeah,
and then on the 26th at Urban, we're going to be doing Sing, Puff, and Paint.
Okay.
Tickets will drop this week.
Okay.
Brainstorm is going to be the DJ. If y'all don't know who he is.
Okay. I know Brainstorm.
And they got their podcast tonight.
Okay, Club Report.
Yeah. So, Cheyenne to be hosting. So,
Okay, nice.
So it's Wednesday, we getting stuff done. We made it halfway through the week.
Real deal. So I got a riddle for you.
Okay, let's do it.
I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I?
I have cities.
But no houses.
Okay.
I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? Put it in the chat. Let us know.
Put it in the chat. What you think? Last time, Tamika got the
Yeah,
riddle.
she did. She did.
She was,
So that means we gotta buy her something when she comes to Urban. But he say she say.
yeah, yeah,
You see
yeah.
what you win if you get it right. I have
Okay.
cities but no houses. I have mountains but no trees. I
Hmm.
have water but no fish. What am I? That's gonna be the riddle of the day. Unless you have a would you rather, because I don't have a would you rather.
Is it a globe?
Could be, but no.
They sound like you been on it.
Yeah, it's a map.
Oh, oh, oh! I was
It's a,
amazing.
it's a map. That's why I say it could be. It could be a globe.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's the same
same
thing.
same thing.
Okay,
Same
okay,
thing. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. It's a map. It's a map. You got it. You got it. Now what you win? Right.
Oh, somebody bring me some coffee.
There you go. And I think we might have Kimbrell Finch. Is going to be joining us a little bit to ride with us this morning. She's granddaughter of Freddie Crawford, man, and
Mm.
we've been doing some stuff over at Jenny Hall Pool. She's the supervisor over there, and we've been working together on some stuff. So I invited her to come through. She was available this morning, so she wanted to talk about this Alabama Brawl as
Oh,
well.
so we're gonna wait till she get here to talk
Yeah, we're
because
gonna talk about that after.
I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
talk about the Alabama
we're gonna talk about that
because
at the
that
top
is
of the
just
hour.
like
That's gonna be the top of the hour conversation. So y'all tag a friend and let us know what
this.
y'all think.
This should be
Janice,
like
good morning. Thank you for watching.
yeah. Good morning, Royce. This should be like the anthem, the
Yeah,
theme for everything
the
going on.
Alabama Brawl.
Yes, for the rest of the year, it's not longer.
There's been
This is
some
how you supposed to
there's been
act.
some hot takes on that one. Like you got
I mean, people on either
yeah,
side, like you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean. But
We're gonna
right,
talk about it.
yeah. Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna talk
Okay,
about it at the
okay.
top of the hour. But yeah, today is actually another good day. Today, so let me just set it up. So books, because y'all know we big on reading around here. You heard
Mm-hmm.
me? Round here,
Around
we
here,
big on reading around here. That's what we do. And
and
so,
we're big on just saying who our
yeah,
authentic self is.
our authentic self. Yeah, we
Yeah,
bilingual. We
yeah.
speak different language sometimes. And so books are purest form of escapism. They can take you to any time, place, or culture. And in honor of books, National Book Lovers Day is today, August 9th. And so in honor of National Book Lovers Day, we put away our smartphones and pull out a good book and simply read. Well, it says here audiobooks will suffice as well. And so today is National Book Lovers Day. So if you love books, today is a day to celebrate you. And if you don't love books so much, try it. You might like it.
No, I like reading books.
Yeah.
You
Like,
said, but you're a book reader
I
because
am.
you wanted to speed
I
read,
want to speed read. I love reading, man.
and I
grew up
was in
reading.
your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's the would you rather.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, definitely shout out to all of the book lovers and the readers in the world, man. Readers are leaders. And so today is the day if you want to join a book club or reread your favorite novel because National Book Lovers Day actually rocks. Also, August 9th, 2014, um, police officer Darren Wilson shoots and kills Michael Brown, an
Mm.
unarmed black teenager in Ferguson, Missouri, a suburb of St. Louis. Protests and riots ensue in Ferguson and soon spread across the country. You remember the Mike Brown and where you
Mhm.
were when Mike Brown was murdered?
Um, I'm not quite sure where I was at, but I do
Okay,
remember it.
yeah,
Do you remember where you were at when you heard about it?
not exactly, but I just remember seeing the videos.
Mm-hmm.
Him laying in the street for like a ridiculously long time, and then uh, the videos with him in the store and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and just all of the aftermath that came out of it was what I remember. But yeah, it was definitely a time, man. So that was August 9th, 2014. There are many different accounts of the incident, including the testimonies of Wilson and of Brown's friend Dorian Johnson, who was with Brown at the time. Many of the details differ, but most accounts agree that Wilson saw Brown and Johnson walking in the street, demanded that they get on the sidewalk, and then stopped his police SUV in front of them in order to confront them. He and Brown had an altercation through an open window of the car, during which Wilson fired twice. Brown and Johnson tried to leave. Wilson exited his car to pursue them, and at some point, Brown turned back around to face Wilson, who then fired 12 shots, 6 of which hit Brown. Wilson claimed that he fired in self-defense as Brown charged him, and which Johnson denied. A witness claimed that Wilson warned Brown he would open fire and that Brown responded with "Don't shoot" before he was killed. Um, Although that was not corroborated by ballistic and DNA evidence, it was also corroborated by other witnesses' statements. The community immediately reacted with rage at the news of an 18-year-old Brown's death. The shooting ignited long simmering tensions between the majority black population of Ferguson and the local police, who were mostly white. Through public opinion, though public opinion was sharply divided, the protests and riots and the response by Ferguson's heavily militarized police demonstrated the extent to which the relationship between racial minorities in America and police had frayed. Brown's name and the phrase "hands up, don't shoot" and the very mention of Ferguson quickly entered the lexicon of the growing Black Lives Matter movement. And then in November of 2014, a jury declined to indict Officer Wilson. And later, the Justice Department concluded that Wilson acted out of self-defense and was justified in the killing of Brown. However, the same Justice Department investigation found that Ferguson Police Department routinely violated the civil rights of African American residents, and that all came to light on August the 9th, 2014. So that's today in history.
Yeah, that was, we hear this too often.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the crazy part of it. Like, we just hear it too often, and you just think it's almost 10 years later.
And it still happening.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that was in that line of, with Trayvon Martin. I think that was like 2012 when Trayvon Martin was murdered. Then 2014, and then you had Oscar Grant, and just Sandra Bland. It was like a lot happening in that moment in history that was, just bringing a lot to light. And I think the cell phone video era.
Because they hate to see that stuff. Oh, them cops hate to see that phone come out.
That phone come out, boy. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah. So y'all just take a moment, pause, reflect, and just think about where we are as a society and our relationship to police. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, too, because the St. Pete Police Department, City Council just voted to renew the call program, and update on that provided a little bit later. But we have a book of the day as well.
Oh, what's the book of the day?
Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys.
All right. The book of the day today is brought to you. This segment is brought to you by the Barbershop Book Club. The Barbershop Book Club helps motivate kids by offering a free haircut and a free book to those who read it out loud while getting their fresh cut. Follow Central Station Barbershop on Facebook to learn more about. And where I'm at, and shit. Sorry, my bad.
Live radio. Yeah, you can learn more about the initiative and donate books. Just blanked out for a minute.
Because the paper went somewhere else.
Oh, the wind blew,
yeah,
right?
So then I'm grabbing it, and I keep saying I need to wear my glasses.
Okay, I got you. All right,
no, I have some glasses, y'all, and I don't wear them.
But I mean, that kind of
defeats the purpose.
Yeah,
and I paid good money for them.
Okay.
So sorry for the slip up.
Are you nearsighted or farsighted? You see close or you see far?
I can see far.
Okay, so
it's more for reading. Okay, it's really for reading.
Yeah. Okay.
And like stuff like yeah.
So you farsighted, yeah.
Okay, I'm farsighted.
Yeah, I'm nearsighted. I can see close. I need my glasses for distance.
Okay, so I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
And it said like when I went to the eye doctor, there's nothing I can do. It's just age. Like it's not like I have bad eyes or anything like that. It's just gonna progressively.
It's just mileage.
Right. That's really kind of what he said.
You got miles on your eyes.
Right. And it's not. I think it's better than what they say it is, because I guess because I'm used to, having 20/20.
Okay.
And it's not too far off, but it's far enough that it affects me.
Give you a prescription.
Yeah. But they done cracked on me at the doctor's, but that's fine.
I hear that. All right, so today's book of the day is Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. You be if you have, man, we waiting on you to put it in the chat. But it's a book written by Jawaza Kujufu, and it focuses on the challenges facing Black boys in the United States, in the educational system and society. The book shed light on the issues and potential solutions that deals with some of the disparities and the disproportionate struggles that Black boys face in the educational system, such as lower academic achievement, higher dropout rates, and harsher disciplinary measures. Dr. Kunjufu attributes these challenges to institutional and societal factors rather than inherent deficiencies in Black boys. He also talks about, and the book points out, the harmful effects of stereotypes and biases that are placed upon Black boys within and outside of the educational environment. Negative perceptions can impact their self esteem and limit their opportunities for success. Dr. Kunjufu also emphasizes the importance of culturally relevant education by incorporating Black history. Um, you got to say that and just pause when you think about Florida.
Mm.
But he talks about incorporating Black history, culture, and positive role models into the curriculum. Educators can create a more engaging and empowering learning experience for Black boys. He also stresses the significance of positive role models and positive male role models in the lives of Black boys. Having strong male figures, both at home and in the community, can provide guidance and inspiration for their personal development. And he talks about some other things in the book as well. But overall, the book sheds light on the unique challenges faced by Black boys and provides valuable insights into how individuals, communities, and educational institutions can work together to create a more inclusive, empowering, and supportive environment for their growth and success. So that's today's book of the day.
All right.
Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. What's up, kid? Kenny Kid
Oh, there
Williams.
you go. We got it for us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that,
And this
man.
is why I want to do a panel of Black men for
Okay.
a panel men
Okay.
for he say she say. I
Yeah.
mean, I just think y'all are so important.
I think we important too. And we stronger together.
We are stronger together, but if we can learn from each other and then actually realize how, and everybody operates different, but if we can kind of get the core or the
Yeah.
basis of it, maybe we can have a better dialogue.
Right.
Because I swear, you still men talk like this, women talk like that.
Yeah.
You know
Okay,
what I mean? Like
the champ is here.
the champ.
Anyway, right there. Headphones on. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey.
You be say great book.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So he's ready.
Good morning, clearly.
Hello, rise and shine.
Rise and shine. That's it. Pull that closer to you. It ain't coming far enough yet. Do that there. Yeah. How you feeling?
It's the last day of the pool,
Okay.
so bittersweet,
I got you.
but blessed, abundant.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So introduce yourself to the people who may not know who we got in the building with us.
all right, y'all got the one and only. No, I am Kimbrielle Finch. I am the founder and creator of Courageous Leap, water safety advocate, community activist, young leader,
Yeah.
all of that.
Shake that. You got to shake with it.
It's good to see.
And it's in your DNA too, right?
Yes,
Who your people?
Yes.
Tell them who your people is.
the Crawford. The
Okay.
Crawfords. Everywhere I go, I can't even turn up the way I want to because somebody always know
Yeah.
somebody. So
Yeah.
Freddie Lee Crawford was my granddad of the Courageous 12.
Yeah.
The inspiration behind Courageous Leap. True doers in the community.
Yeah.
My granddad was a true activist and no nonsense type of guy. So it's definitely embedded in everything that I do.
I hear that. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
Kimbrielle's going to be our guest host. She's going to ride with us this morning. Candy Lowe, thank you for tuning in. Margaret, I see you. Thank you.
Hey, Kimbrielle said she can't turn up like she wants to.
Yeah, because people know your people. See, that's that whole village thing.
Yes.
That village
But
keep you.
see, that's a healthy fear of your parents. Like they say that, like that's a healthy fear of like your elders, and I think that everybody should have a healthy fear.
Yeah.
And you know, people be like, you shouldn't say that. It's a sign of respect.
Yes.
Yeah, it ain't fair. Like it's interesting. I was just reading this, and it's in the Holy Quran in one of the footnotes, Yusuf Ali translation. He has a good footnote, 61, and it's the Arabic word sabir. I wish Brother Donnie was here because he could really like get into all of the nuances with us. But it's sabir is like,
Friday.
but it's like that fear that causes you to like have reverence and fear of disappointing them.
Right.
Not like fear of like trembling and shaking. And it's just like, I don't want to let you down because, you know, you've set the bar high. So that kind of fear. Not like, oh my God, I'm scared to death. So,
right.
So yeah, it's interesting to hear that. to see that because that's what we need, man. We need more of the fear of the Lord, and that Lord is our people.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. So, Kimberly, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being
Thank
here with
you.
us.
Thank
This is
you.
the last day of the pool.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. School
yeah.
starts tomorrow. The pool closes.
What pool do you work at again?
I'm
Today's the
over
last
at
day
Jenny
or
Hall.
tomorrow.
Okay.
No, today's the last day.
Today's the last day.
We actually put the tarp on Wildwood Pool tomorrow.
Okay.
So you ride
Okay.
by Wildwood, the pool will be completely covered, and it won't be uncovered until next year, May, around Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Same thing with Charles Park.
But
yeah.
there are some, year-round pools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have North Shore.
Mm-hmm.
I think
She's our resident mermaid, by the way.
Yeah.
Just
I
saying.
think St. Pete Beach. Is it?
Treasure Island Beach.
Yeah, over there.
Yeah, they're open year round though.
Yeah, over there.
Okay.
So they're open. I know those two. And then in Clearwater, the Longhorn,
Clearwater. Okay.
because it's covered.
Yeah.
So it's an Olympic sized pool. So it's
Yes.
indoor pool. So that's open year round.
Uh-huh.
So those are the three pools that I know for sure. That's
Over
open.
here we have Walter Fuller. Well, they're getting maintenance done, so
Okay.
they're usually open year round, but they're going to be closed for a while, getting some work done on the bottom of their pool. But they're going to have Northwest Pool open year round, as well as McLean Pool, Campbell's Park. Yeah.
So Campbell's
And we
Park.
hear McLean. I don't know
Campbell's
what
Park
that's
is officially open year round.
They
Okay.
usually not.
They're usually
okay,
not.
I was
It's
gonna
new,
say I
right?
would.
They started that, I think, back 2021. They
Okay.
decided to open it year round.
Okay.
And then they have Northwest, which is the replacement pool for Walter Fuller. So once Walter Fuller is done, they'll open that one year round and they'll close Northwest.
Okay.
But right now it's Midland, Northwest, and North Shore,
Mhm.
downtown St. Pete.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And what's the justification for closing pools and not having them open year round?
I've always wondered.
Okay.
I've always
I've
wondered. But when I used to ask, like back when I first started, like why do these pools close and these pools stay open? It was always about funding and not having the staff and different things like that. Just having to maintain it year round.
Okay.
It expanded the budget a little bit. So I guess now they see the need for these spaces year round,
Right.
especially in certain communities like Campbell's Park. So the only downfall is they're only open to the public from like 12 to 4. And when you think about that, when you think about the
That's
community,
school hours.
exactly,
Yeah,
there's no one really there to benefit from those hours. So, hopefully they'll see that in the feedback and they'll make some adjustments so that everybody in that community can utilize it.
What I see is, and I'm not in the interworkings of it, but what I do see, like North Shore and over there at St. Pete Beach or
Mhm.
Michelle
over
Williams. come
where
on.
their pools open, they have like some kind of stake into the pool. Like they have a community, like they pay dues over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
like membership fees and stuff.
so they have like some kind, even though it's a city pool, they have some type of ownership. Like you
Mhm.
get discounts for staying in the neighborhood to rent the pool and all that other stuff. So that may offset that price
Yeah.
and the reason why they can keep the staff year round and maybe not somewhere else.
Real deal.
But if somebody else know, let us know.
Ms. Teresa said, as hot as it still is, why can't we have all pools open at least through Labor Day? I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it should be open
Yeah.
until Labor Day.
Because it's
I would
hot,
think.
hot. Well, it's a whole different type of hot here.
Yeah.
At least in the evening.
Yeah.
Something.
Makes sense.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So courageous leap, right?
Courageous Leap, yes.
So
Formerly known as Swim with Kim. I felt like the title Swim with Kim kind of kept me in this box of just swim lessons. And over this past year, I've added so much more to the brand. And I felt like Swim with Kim just kind of kept me known as, okay, just swim lessons. But
Yeah.
now, I'm plugging kids into kayaking and surfing lessons, and I'm doing junior lifeguarding classes, and I'm certifying lifeguards at an early age and doing the CPR and first aid certification. So just tapping more into just believing that we're able of achieving these things and that we belong in these spaces, taking the courageous leap to learn something new. So yeah, the brand had to change
That's
a little bit.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, I see you like,
Yeah, she over there smiling, she excited.
Yeah.
So when I see the youth I mean,
Mhm.
and the young adults coming here with so much passion and like a drive and know the direction where they want to go. It's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
it's just so warming and like I'm always so and then I've seen you grow up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when you was a
Yeah.
little bit like, and now to see you here
Mhm.
and then to see you're so passionate and together and be like, this is where I'm at. It's amazing. So,
Oh,
That's
you
thank
good.
know,
you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
kudos to your family, to your
yeah,
village. You know
yeah.
what I
And
mean?
she got a
My mama did that.
daughter,
My
but
mama
that
did. I always
your
give my
mom is
mom
beautiful. I met her. Was that
that
Friday?
Friday. Yeah,
That Friday,
Friday.
yeah. And
Yeah.
just the way that you acknowledge your team and support your team, and we want to create space to talk about that too because you had an incident in June. Would you
Mhm.
mind telling people what happened over at the pool in June? How y'all handled
Oh man. So a young man was found at the bottom of the pool, and we had to pull him out and do CPR, and thankfully we revived him. But the young man that worked with me at the pool, it was his first day, and he was the one who had to do ventilation. So he
Yeah.
was giving breaths, and I was doing the compressions.
Right.
And it was literally his first day, and we didn't have enough staff at the beginning of the summer to like do the in-service trainings that we wanted to. But because it was his first day, we finally had a staff of 4 people. So
Okay.
I'm like, well, while we got this 4 people, go over the emergency action plan. We need to go over in the case of anything happening. The 4 of us need to know what to do.
Right.
So we had a 2-hour training that morning, and then we clocked out. We went to Kits and Cousins to have breakfast, and then we went back to the pool. We opened up at 1. At 2 o'clock, we were calling the paramedics,
Wow.
and we were practicing everything that we went over in the training literally that morning.
Mm.
So it was just, and I couldn't sleep because I'm like, man, okay, I need to create an itinerary for this meeting. And I was like, okay, well, let's just go over the emergency action plan. It was just on my heart, like, go over this, go over
Right.
this. You're finally going to have the staff do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we did it, and hours later, we were putting everything that we practiced like into
That morning,
See,
motion.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
don't happen by
Yeah.
accident. Like, you
Hmm.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? If it's something on your heart or something telling you to do it, follow it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
But shout out to y'all, man. And I like we talked about this. We talk about it a lot. That's what the purpose of this platform is to redefine what's cool, tell our own stories,
Hmm.
and that kind of thing. But if it would have been an incident, of violence or something, then that would have been like all over the
And
news.
you know what? I said that I was talking to my mom about it because you were invited to the
Yeah.
award ceremony that we had for the guards, and I was telling my mom, like, if these young boys had, because the staff was all young black boys.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if these young black boys were out here toe tagging, or if they were, in Wildwood parking lot shooting, it would be all over social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have these teenage young black boys that saved a life, like through the grace of God, they were able to take their skills and take their trainings and actually apply them.
Right.
You rarely hear about young black boys saving the lives of other black children, especially like
Mhm.
professionally in terms of CPR.
Right.
Right.
So I just wanted to give them their credit because you don't hear about it often. But had they been shooting, had they been, selling
But
stuff
you,
in
Wild.
school, yeah,
but you
it
know
would be
what?
everywhere.
It changed the narrative of who they tell us our black boys are, our black
Hmm.
children are. And it's really sad when they keep one narrative out there
Yes.
and when we're so great. So we got to take a quick break.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why we here though. That's what we here to do. We here to like change the narrative, tell our own stories, and so yeah, we do got to take a break. And y'all stick around because after the break, we're gonna talk about some real life swimming lessons that happen in Alabama. So,
Okay, that's
you're talking about knowing how to swim and black folks in the water. We're gonna talk about the Alabama Brawl. Some tips for parents that's going back to school and a lot of other good information. So y'all make sure y'all stick around. We'll be right back in about 5 to 7 minutes after the hour right here on 99 Jam.
Tag a friend.
Bird.
And the people's power has been preserved because Ohio voters like you showed up and overwhelmingly voted down issue 1.
The leaders of 8 South American countries have agreed to tackle deforestation in the Amazon, a key measure in combating climate change following a regional summit held in the Brazilian city of Belém. Here's Katie Watts.
The biggest thing to come out of the summit is the fact that countries in South America are committed to working together on one of the biggest challenges of our
Agape
time.
Souls Boutique. High-end boutique looks and quality with affordable pricing. Located at 6025 Martin Luther King Street South in St. Pete. Choose from our amazing selection of stylish, fashion-forward heels, wedges, boots, children's shoes, accessories, and much more. You can shop now and pay later, interest-free with Afterpay. Subscribe to our website and get huge savings on our latest products at agapesoulsboutique.com. For more information, call 727-379-1318. Come give your feet the royal treatment and check us out at Agape Souls Boutique today.
Have fallen in China for the first time since February 2021, tipping the economy into deflation. Data show China's consumer price index declined 0.3% in July compared to last year. Stephen McDonnell is in Beijing.
Falling imports and exports, a crisis in the property sector with homes losing their value, high youth unemployment and job insecurity have all led to weaker consumer demand in China. People buying less has caused businesses to lose confidence, and all this is driving down prices. The July drop in the consumer price index is the first decline here since the COVID crisis. It's being seen as a sign that Asia's economic giant is struggling to rebound after the pandemic, with households and companies extremely cautious when choosing what to spend.
A judge in Los Angeles has sentenced the Canadian rapper Tory Lanez to 10 years in prison for shooting the Grammy Award-winning hip-hop artist Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. The incident happened when the two left the party in the Hollywood Hills 3 years ago. The case proved divisive in the world of hip-hop, and prosecutors said Megan Thee Stallion was brave to testify in court.
Legislature
This is the world
appointed
news
by
from the
Illinois
BBC.
billionaire came 3 months ahead of the November election, which voters will decide if the right to an abortion should be enshrined in the Ohio Constitution. The outcome of Tuesday's election means only half of voters need to cast ballots in favor of the pro-choice amendment. An AP poll found a majority of Ohio voters support the right to abortion. We'll speak with former Ohio State Senator Nina Turner after headlines. The Supreme Court has upheld the Biden administration's ability to regulate ghost guns, assembly kits which allow buyers to build untraceable guns at home. The federal government can require manufacturers of ghost gun kits include serial numbers and conduct background checks on customers, while a challenge to the rule is heard in lower courts. Justices John Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett joined with the three liberal members in the 5-4 ruling. In Sudan, deadly fighting shows no sign of slowing down nearly 4 months since the war between the military and the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, or RSF, broke out. Violence in Sudan's most populous city, Omdurman, has escalated over control of a bridge crossing the Nile River used by the RSF to transport weapons. The healthcare system remains at the brink of collapse as medical facilities have been systematically targeted by fighters. The UN said Friday the conflict has left 24 million people, half of Sudan's population, in need of food and other aid, but only 2.5 million have been able to receive assistance. Over 4 million people have been internally and externally displaced, with the largest number of refugees crossing into Chad. Refugees from West Darfur deplored the desperate situation they were forced to flee.
The situation in Morning is tragic. There are problems, arrests and assault at night. The war is continuing, so we left. Whoever finds a way gets out, and whoever does not find it remains in suffering.
In Burma, a United Nations investigation has found the Burmese military is increasingly committing war crimes ranging from sexual violence to mass executions. The crimes also include the indiscriminate targeting of civilians with bombs, the burning of homes and buildings, and at times the destruction of entire villages. In April, at least 165 people, including children and babies, were killed after Burmese military jets rained fire and bombs in the village of Paziki. It was one of the deadliest attacks on civilians since the military tried to seize power in a 2021 coup. Burmese armed forces claimed they were targeting terrorists. In Brazil, 8 South American leaders agreed to form an alliance to protect the Amazon as they met during a high-profile summit hosted in Belém by the Brazilian president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Peru, Suriname, and Venezuela signed on to a declaration which includes pledges to end deforestation, crack down on criminal activity in the Amazon, and lift up sustainable development. But the group stopped short of agreeing to a key indigenous demand for all countries to join in Brazil's pledge to end deforestation by 2030 and in Colombia's pledge to halt any new oil exploration. On Tuesday, indigenous groups took to the streets of Belém to voice their demands.
Because if there is no consent, we are not going to authorize public policies in every government to carry out extractivist, mining, or oil projects in forests and nature. We indigenous people say no to that. We, the indigenous people, say yes.
And y'all know what happened.
We back, y'all.
Just like that.
We are back. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project at the Community Development and Training Center, aka CDAT. And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool
and smart
is
the new
gangster.
Baby.
Expand your gangster, y'all. Expand your gangster. And so, we did the book of the day this morning. The book of the day is Countering the Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. We put that in the chat, so we make sure that y'all check that out. We also talked about the history and today in history. Today is actually National Book Lovers Day. It's celebrated on August 9th. So definitely make sure that you grab a book and enjoy some reading this afternoon. And of course, this is the anniversary. It looks like 9-year anniversary, tragic anniversary of the Mike Brown murder. And so that happened on August 9th, 2014. And
you graduated in 2014.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. I did not think that was 9 years ago already.
Yeah. So how does it feel to know that you're coming up on your 10th year anniversary?
Oh my God. You know, I was actually just thinking about this. It doesn't have the same effect as it did like back in the day because social media is such a big thing.
Okay.
Where like I don't have to miss my classmates or my teachers because we're friends on Facebook. So it's like, I saw when you had a kid. I saw when you got engaged. I saw when you started your new job. So it doesn't, I don't want to say there's no need to go, but I'm planning a trip. So I'm probably not going to go because it's like,
So do they have big plans for y'all?
I haven't heard anything as of yet. I have seen like the 2013, I've seen them start to post some stuff, but I haven't seen anything from my class. But like we're all friends on Facebook. We literally brunch together now. So it's I don't know. It's changed.
You never broke the union.
Yeah.
So you want to reunite.
So did you go to your 10th year anniversary? I did.
I ain't go to not a now one.
I went to my 10th and I went to my 20th.
So I just posted this. I posted a picture of me in high school and the thought came to me. And I'll tell you what gave rise to this thought, right?
How about you send me a picture from high school? Go ahead.
Okay, that's what's up. So this is what gave rise to the thought. So y'all know our mayor Welch. Like he's all about his alumni. And so, like he's a Q-Dog, FAMU Rattlers, he's a USF Bull, and then he's a Lakewood Spartan.
Yep.
So anytime we like together in a space, he'll like find out who the Spartans are, and he was like, okay, you all right because you was a pirate or whatever. And so it's just like this running theme and narrative. Like everybody know when you get with him, like he gonna name like he's a Spartan. And so when we were doing a style program tour of City Hall, that's the Urban Leagues, a young professional program. And so we were doing the style program, we were doing the tour. That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So while we were doing this tour, he like it was mostly Boca Ciega Pirates. And so in that, there was like a lot of pirates. And I'm like, I went to Boca too, right? But then it came to me later, like I went to Boca, but I wasn't really a pirate.
I saw you post that.
Because I didn't like have pirate pride. And the other part of, I think the thing that contributed to that I didn't say in the post was that I was taken out of my regular classes.
We talked about that.
And put into like these at-risk classes. It was a goals program. It actually worked. I mean, I stayed in school as long as I could. And it helped me like turn around. But the fact that I was taken out of my classes and put like into this special program, those of us in the program, like we had our own like affinity group because we was like, the outcast, different kids.
But y'all kind of took on your own pirate pride.
but it wasn't Pirate Pride. It was just like us. And like,
And
we
see,
didn't really have a name. It's like we went to Bogey, but we wasn't pirates. So when
See?
people talk about
It was
pirates, it's
us.
like, I mean, it was us. We didn't really have a name for it. I mean,
I don't know.
we
And
had a name, but a name I'm not gonna say on the radio.
Got
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like we had a name and a brand, and
Not
like,
a brand.
yeah, it was a brand.
Y'all had merch.
No, we had tapes. We used to sell tapes, make tapes and all that stuff. So I was a DJ
yeah, see,
and
merch
performer.
wasn't like that
And-
popular back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you
and
was
then
like
we
spray painting
started,
or
like,
something.
Basic economics. We started, supply and demand, and there was a demand for a certain product
And then
that we were able to acquire wholesale and
Okay.
sell it retail.
Drop
So
the tape.
So
Yeah,
you know what?
yeah,
I used
yeah.
to be the candy lady.
Okay.
So Miss Honey, she's still alive now. She's the candy lady. Well, she used to be the candy lady. I used to go to her house in the morning on my way to the bus stop, going to middle school. She would front me the candy.
Oh yeah.
And then I would sell it. And
Okay.
then on my way home, I would stop by and pay Miss Honey her money back.
Okay.
And we just
Okay.
every morning. So she would front me the product.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I kind of got started like that too.
Yeah, then I would go.
I was selling candy though,
Yeah.
but I got
No.
I got
But I had a lot of pirate pride. Like
Yeah. That's what's up.
I enjoyed Bogus Ciega. Like I had
Yeah.
some bully experience, but overall I was a cheerleader. I was the track manager. I was in French club.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was in SGA. I was in ROTC. Like you kind of.
Oh yeah, you had it. You was a pirate for real.
Yeah.
Like, man, look, I went when I had to go, and I was not there when I didn't have to be. I was trying to get back to the hood, man. Like that was, I'm telling you, that was my affinity group. Like after they separated us and put us in that at-risk group, man. It was like, I ran track in middle school. Was looking forward to that in high school. Didn't really work out, and we just found a group.
I got some really good relationships
Yeah.
from Bobby that I've kept all this time. But then a lot of them also, we started in elementary together.
Right.
Some of us separated in middle school because we kind of went different places and then reconnected back in high school. So like my kindergarten friend is still my kindergarten friend right now.
I got you.
Yeah, so
Mine kind of, but they was more, again, it wasn't in school. Like we didn't meet in school. We met at the park, man. And then we had this thing that we would do where, so the park was like, they had meetings and they had all these programs and stuff going on during the daytime. And so what we would tell our friends was like, if you want to see me, you just come to Child's Park after dark. You know what I'm saying? That's where all the grown folks was going. That's where the building was closed, and it was our park after dark. And so we would be at Child's Park after dark, and we would just hang out and build.
So
and
this is
things.
going back to school week.
Yeah, it is. So typically going back to school. Thank you. I like what you did. I see what you did there. So a lot of things happening with this back to school era. So the first thing is the 2023 school year as it approaches. PSTA will be offering students and teachers and staff free rides on all PSTA buses every day. They just announced that earlier this week. So they have several transit routes and bus stops convenient to schools throughout the county, said Brad Miller. This is the executive officer. All Pinellas County students and staff will be able to ride for free anytime on all routes so that they can access their jobs, after-school activities, and even the beach. In order to receive these free rides, teachers, staff, all you have to do is show your school ID to the bus driver. And the first day of school, of course, is tomorrow. Yeah. And so
that's kind of dope, too. So they get you to school, and then when you want to like go and enjoy yourself, they're gonna let you go to the beach and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just don't be like me and my friends. We use that free pass.
You skipping?
The school bus stop is here. The beach is over there. We gonna stay on here until we get to the beach.
I remember when I really wanted to ride this the city bus because we couldn't ride it, but when we learned how to ride it, bus 23.
Okay.
We wanted. Me and my cousin Keisha.
I'm trying to think what bus was that.
23 took us everywhere we need to go.
Okay.
It picked us up.
That was the one went down 37. No, that didn't go down 37.
No, that didn't go. But see,
it was
at
one
this
went down
point,
37. I can't remember.
so 23 would take you down 22nd, I believe, and then you go
Yeah,
to the
that's right.
mall.
That's right.
Then
Yes.
so that's what
Yeah.
we need to be at the mall because then the kids don't do it like they used because we used to work during the summer, get our paychecks, or didn't work, but still spend our money, our mama's money,
Mhm.
our parents' money. But everybody was at the mall.
See, that's what put me in business because my mama the one doing that and they ain't had no trouble.
My mom definitely didn't do it.
Do you use public transportation?
I did once.
You got like a one-time public
I did
transportation.
once, and
Okay.
then I had to do it again, but I chose to walk instead. Because it was a lot. It was a lot going on, and I'm super sensitive to surroundings, so it was just very overwhelming.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Do
And
your
I was by
peers-
myself.
Do your peers use public transportation?
No, it was something that we like somewhat looked down on, like public transportation.
Thank you for saying
Now
that.
I'm like, heck yeah! Like, do you see gas? Like, do you see gas?
And
Like,
see, we saw it as a form of freedom.
yeah,
like,
no,
I ain't have to
we
wait on
saw it
nobody.
as like
Yeah.
a form of punishment. Like, I gotta ride like it was somewhat embarrassing. Like, I have to ride public
glad you said
transportation.
that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going for
What
it.
you want me to nowadays kids don't know how to drive. Like I don't understand.
No.
A lot of them don't have I don't understand it. The day
I
I
don't like
turned
saying
50,
nowadays kid because there was some people like in our day that couldn't drive.
I know,
Like,
but
it wasn't
the
like all the people in
but
our day
a
could drive,
lot
and
of
now these
people
kids can't
went and
drive.
got their license. A majority, look,
I
parents
got
are
mine in school.
a lot. I'm not. We don't subscribe to all here,
Yeah.
but a majority of them don't have their license and have no
Uber.
Yeah.
right.
That's
They
true.
can live.
I want to go back to that though because we I'm on the Pinellas board. Matter of fact, I might have a meeting today.
You better check your
I gotta
schedule.
check my schedule. They don't get up this early though. But one of the things we talked about because there's this push right now to increase multimodal transportation options,
Mhm.
so bike lanes, walkable, sidewalks, and just really trying to go, less cars and trying to get to a place where in some areas it could be car free, where you don't need, your own personal transportation. And we were talking about the culture, and it's like a lot of the people who advocate for car free and more transit. I was letting them know that in my culture, where I came from, a lot of us, when you was on the bus, it was because you had to.
Mhm.
Like, you didn't take the bus because, oh yeah, I'm going to save the environment.
Yeah, no.
It was like I had to be on the bus, and as you on the bus, you're looking at the car lots. Like one of these days, I'm gonna be able to get me a car off the lot, off this bus.
Yeah.
And so it was like a different approach to public transportation, where some people was like, yeah, we don't need cars, we need to be more public, and all of that. But I was like, I didn't hear that.
See, and
Growing up, I didn't hear about
Eco
wanting to-
conscious. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I can't wait to get a car, and I'm only on the bus until I get one.
Well, see, and I'm kind of the opposite
Okay.
because we got driven everywhere, right? Like we were like my auntie dropped us
Right
off,
on,
my mama dropped us off at the party. Everybody else got to walk,
Pick you up,
and
yeah.
then they got to ride. We were like, no,
Okay.
give us the bus. Give us some freedom. Yeah, we'll take
But then
it.
you get to a certain age and like you
And
want
then
your own car.
But we did. We all had cars at a young age.
And look, it didn't take all of us to have a car. All we needed was one of us.
One. Yes.
we got one car and that was it. We was all off the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Because everybody would pile up.
We chipped on our first car. That's a whole nother story.
Oh, well,
If one made it, you all made it.
Yeah.
So who kept the car? Who tipped it?
Well, it was my
Did y'all
homeboy
rotate
uncle.
it?
We bought it from my homeboy uncle.
Okay.
And so he kept it because it was his uncle at his house. But anytime we needed it, it was the bucket too. Anytime we needed the bucket, it was available. And I think we was like 14, 15.
Oh,
when we
y'all
got
was
the car.
too
So
young.
we was too young. So we had like one of my homeboys was 16. He had the license. And so we
Okay.
had to go get him
The
to
drive.
drive.
But y'all see how y'all made this work.
Right.
Teamwork, I love it.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
That
But
was
you're right. You only needed one car.
That was
Yes.
Yeah. Whoever
right.
had the car, it was on and popping.
Look,
Everybody.
Candy don't know what I'm talking about. Just one. Like everybody don't need a car.
Listen,
One
I
car,
had-
we got a Mexican. Is
Yeah.
what Marcus said.
I remember I had a Mark 7. I think I told it, and I hit something with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad took the car and gave me a station wagon.
Okay.
Right, I cried so bad because who's the station wagon? Then so he gave me back the Mark 7, then I locked the keys in there. Then I want the station wagon. I'm finna tell you, when I got that station wagon back, everybody, it was so much room. Everybody was getting Nah,
That
you
was
can
public
get out there
transportation.
like clowns, like you like
Yeah.
That's what's up. And so as we're going back to school, preparing children to go back to school after the summer break can help ease the transition and set them up for a successful start to the new academic year. So here's a couple tips and things that parents can do to ensure that your children are well prepared. First thing, establish a routine. Before school starts, gradually transition children back to your school year routine. This includes regular bedtimes, waking up at a consistent time, and establishing meal schedules. Well established routines can help children adjust to the school schedule more easily. Look, I see that face. What that mean?
I need to get it up in the morning.
Okay.
Like I didn't like it. I didn't like how early everything was. But looking back now, like I appreciate the stability that my mom provided with going to bed at a certain time. Don't get up, oh, I need water, I need something to drink, go to bed.
Yeah.
And then having to get up in the morning and do that whole routine. Definitely having some stability though can create a better approach.
Here's my take on that, right? When we talk about sparing the rod and spoiling the child, a lot of times we think the rod is a switch, it's whoopings. But
right.
when you think about what a rod does, if you like, they're doing construction across the street, right? And so before you pour the concrete, you put these rebars and these rods in it to help support the structure, right? So that's what I think about when I hear about the rod. It's a supportive structure, and it's something that helps to keep you. It's like a standard.
Yeah.
So when we say spare the rod is discipline. The rod is having a regular bedtime. It's having a regular schedule. And if you spare the rod and you go to sleep when you want to, wake up when you want to, like that ain't how real life works. Because once you get out in the real world, like somebody's going to be demanding your time
all the time.
You know what I mean? You're going to have to be able to get up. You're going to have to go to bed at a certain time. And so this is also a part of that rod that we shouldn't spare. And the easiest, not easiest, but one of the low-hanging fruits is really establishing a routine for your children, having a time when they get up, having a time when they go to bed, having a time when they eat. That's another way of not sparing the rod. My take.
Ashe, I'm with you on that. Because Brother Donnie asked me one day, do I think morning people are born or made? And I was like, a little bit of both, but I think more so, like, I'm made.
You might be born.
You gotta be born. I'm gonna say this. I think you gotta be born to wake up in the morning. But like I'm made to wake up early. Like I don't want to. I hate waking up.
If you had your way,
I wouldn't wake up early in the morning.
So that means you were not born an early.
I know, but I was made to get my tail up early. Yeah.
I wish I could get up early.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I discipline. Yes, I want to be one of those people that like wakes up at 5 and does the whole meditation thing and makes tea and goes for a walk. But then I hear that alarm. I'm like, no.
It came so quick.
No.
It came so quick. Can you push it back just a little bit?
Encore, Sierra, joyful morning. How you doing?
Consistency is a thing, and you know what also helps too if you can. Because you're always running. If you can pack little small snacks, because everybody don't get to get breakfast in the morning.
Yes,
something that is like a grab and go. Will be really good. And then also this school year, I'm challenging parents to set some time out to have real conversations with their students and their kids about how they day went. Like really be focused on that part of it, because a lot of times we just sign the agenda, look at it, you see the A, and these kids, some of these are getting A's and still don't know nothing.
I saw that too. I've experienced that personally, where they get good grades, but they really don't have it.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. And if you're measuring their ability by the grade, then we're doing ourselves a disservice and our children a disservice, because the grade can be deceptive. You can get a good grade but still not be able to perform the task.
Yes.
Right.
Because the system is structured. Like if you pass the test, you're good.
Yeah.
But when you start really getting into the nitty gritty and like, okay, do this. And that's one of the things that I learned with the Barbershop Book Club. Like, it's one thing to get a good grade, but when you have a child sit there in that chair and I'm watching them and they start reading, like that's the real test.
Right.
Like, oh, I ain't doing bad in school, but in the Barbershop Book Club, watching you read and you can barely read on your grade level. So yeah, make sure to check in. That's another one of the tips. It says review the academic materials And so you want to spend some time reviewing the previous year's academic materials with your child. This can help them refresh their knowledge and get back into the learning mindset. You can use educational games, online resources, and workbooks to engage them in fun and interactive learning activities is another one of the recommendations. Also, setting goals for the year. So you want to talk to your child about their goals and expectations for the upcoming school year. Encourage them to set both academic and personal goals and discuss the steps needed to achieve them. That's important. And this can motivate them and give them a sense of direction. We did that a lot in my household. So that's my Father's Day gift. Like for me, Father's Day gift is like giving you a goal for the year. Show me what you plan on doing and what you have done since the last time we did this exercise. And that's what I like to do for Father's Day. I like to get updates on like goal setting, what's the vision.
That's beautiful.
I like that.
I mean, because I'm good on pretty much everything else. And as a father,
That's
you want
what
them
you
to
want.
go farther.
Yes.
As a parent, you definitely want them to be a better version of you.
Yeah, because like, they know Father's Day is the time.
Erica Badu said that.
Say that.
She was like, my mother is the best version of my grandmother, and I am the best version of my mother, and my daughter is the best version of me because like we're continuously evolving, and she has access to things that I didn't have access to. That's propelling her forward. So as the world continues, we just because we're doing the work, we get better with each generation, and we become the best version of the last person as we continue to evolve.
If you do it properly, that's how it should be. You really should. Go ahead. Tamika said, love that, bro, John.
This Sharonda, she said, my thing is this new math where my child needs a problem and I do it the way I learned, and she says it don't go like that.
Did you still get 2 plus 2 equals 4? Did you get the right answer?
I'll tell you, Juwan Green.
Okay.
Y'all know Juwan.
Yes.
Right? He's a tutor. I think he might have just got a job at St. Pete College. But he does a lot of stuff in the community. And he worked at NASA. Matter of fact, from Charles Park.
Okay.
And he ended up working at NASA. So I always talk about,
Wait, we got a brother from Charles Park that worked at NASA.
And went to NASA. Yes, we do. Talking about redefining what's cool.
Yeah.
That's an aside. But if you say new math around him, he loses mind. There's no such thing as new math. It's just the way that we approach it. It's the way that we've done it. They have new ways of doing it.
Yes.
And it's new processes. And it do seem like it take a little longer to get
it does
when you use these new methodologies that they do math. But I unite with that totally. Sister Sharonda, thank you for sharing that. Also on the public transportation tip, Ms. Teresa says, when I grew up, public transportation and walking was the mode of transportation. Probably not here in St. Pete. I didn't even learn how to drive until I was 23 years old and moved to Florida. See, I moved to Florida where public transportation sucked. When I first arrived in Florida, I lived in Largo, and there wasn't a unified bus system, PSTA. Clearwater had a bus system, and St. Pete had a bus system. And when I needed to travel from Clearwater to St. Pete, I would have to purchase a transfer and change buses at Seminole Mall. And I remember getting transfers too. Like we had to transfer buses in like 35
Oh,
cents.
no, I could never.
Yeah.
I could never.
You get to the stop, you get off one bus, get on to the next bus. Yeah.
I would end up in Dallas somewhere. Like I would not. And that's what I didn't like about the one time I did get on the bus. It was so confusing. Like it wasn't like broken down in a way where like a teenager whose first time it is like riding the bus could understand it. It was just like a map with like gum all over it. Like it wasn't anything that you could really read for real.
It's all on your phone now.
Yeah. I think our first time riding, our parents rode with us to kind of show us the right route.
My older cousins was one.
That's nice.
Right, so another tip, organize the school supplies. So take your child shopping or to some of these giveaways. If you're in St. Pete, specifically South St. Pete, you ain't got to buy no school supplies.
No.
It was so many drives and so many things. Now, once you get that list from the teacher, you might have to supplement what you got from these giveaways. But it says take on your child shopping for school supplies, involve them in choosing their backpack, notebooks, pencils, and other essentials. Organizing their supplies can create a sense of excitement and readiness for the school year as well. Another thing you want to do is visit the school. If it's possible. especially if they go into middle school. I think that's
I
really
think they
big.
had the open house like
Yeah,
yesterday. Like they've been doing it this week. People been
Hmm.
going in there,
yeah,
visiting the teachers, meeting there,
yeah.
seeing their new classrooms.
Yep. So if it's possible, take a trip to the school before the first day. Familiarize your child with their new classroom, the playground, and other facilities. This can also help reduce the anxiety and make them feel more comfortable on the first day because when they get there, they know where they're
Don't
going.
know. Yeah, they've already seen it.
Yep. Talk about their feelings is another one. Have
And
both.
don't just say good for an answer.
Right.
Yes.
Don't just say good
How was
for
your
an
day?
answer.
Good.
Good. And then they
Okay.
walk in the room and close the door and put their headphones. No, no.
Yeah.
Get more than that because
Yes,
sometimes that's
make them talk to you.
yes,
Ask them real what was so good about the day?
right.
Mm-hmm.
What was the favorite? What was your favorite part?
Yeah.
What was your least favorite part?
Who did you meet today? Did you
Yes.
stuff
You
like
gotta
that?
ask them. Don't ask them yes and no answer questions
Right.
because that's
Yes.
exactly what you're gonna get. You want
Mm-hmm.
to get them to have a dialogue with you and to kind of stay off that computer or that phone because people, this is how they communicate, and
Yep.
we really need to get back to communicating
Mm-hmm.
with people. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's on there, but definitely talk about the mental health and make sure that you
Yep.
give them
Yes.
that space.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think
And
that's a little bit covered. Let's see if this covers it. So it says have open and supportive conversation with your child about their feelings and any concerns they may have about going back to school. Addressing their worries and providing reassurance can help alleviate some of those anxieties.
yeah, I
So
think that
like I was talking to my grandson about being ready. I'm like, are you ready to go back to school? He was like, same thing. I was
Mm-hmm.
on schedule. Like it's that early morning thing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
ready, but
If school's from 12 to 7, I swear I wouldn't mind.
yeah,
But that
the
7 to
schedule.
3, 7 to 2 is crazy.
But being able to have them types of conversations and know, that they're ready.
Okay, I got a question because
Sure.
both of you all have children. So right now, we're prioritizing mental health more, and I love that. What do you all feel about allowing your kids to take like mental break, mental days, or
I
mental
think
health days where they're not in the space to go to school or be around people or
I
perform at a
did that.
certain level? How do y'all feel about allowing them to miss school for that?
I think
I did.
I do you want to go first?
I mean, ladies first.
Oh, okay.
I did, but I had to.
No, we'll go.
No, you got it. Ladies
Okay,
first. I'm
thank
trying to
you,
be
thank
mindful
you.
of my manners. We modeling black excellence
Oh,
here.
yes, we are. No, I think it's a good thing. I think honestly it's something that the school should implement into their program as well. Um, and but anything, people will abuse it sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's where it kind of comes. But I do think sometimes you do need a mental break, and even if school is Monday through Friday, if you see that this is a stressful week for them, make sure that Saturday is not like chores
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
because there is a break in there where you can allow them to still woosah and have their moment where they can, unwind
Mhm.
in a nice, safe environment.
No, right on. I agree with that. And what my daughter, so this is my baby girl. That's when we started mental health. Like the older two, I don't care
Mhm.
how you and
Buttercup.
they always talk about the difference. I mean, they spread out. So I think it might be like 5 or 6 years between my middle girl and my baby girl,
Uh-huh.
and like 10 years between the oldest and the
Oh,
youngest.
okay.
So I got those gaps, right? And so we was different. We were
Mhm.
different kind of parents by the time
Mhm.
baby girl come along. But the thing with her was she was at school every day. Like she never missed a day. And so when she got to high school, she would have moments where she'd be like, need a break. I need to take a day off. And we was like, okay, you never miss a day. You get the good grades. You know what you're supposed to do. So we would give her, those days that
Mhm.
she asked for. And I mean, she didn't ask for it a lot, but when she did, we knew, okay,
Yeah.
it got to be something,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, for her to do it. And we created space for her to take them mental breaks and them days off. So
And that's
I,
why
I
it's great to have those conversations and check in because when you can read your child, when you know your child, you can sense that they need that break. And it's you said like abusing the power a little bit.
Because you know when your
Yeah,
child is
you know when they're milking
yeah,
it,
yeah,
definitely. So
yeah.
you gotta have those conversations so you can kind of be on the same page and know okay, yeah, you've been putting in a lot of work.
Yeah.
It may be time for that break.
And this is why it's important every day that you kind of set that time out
Mm-hmm.
that you're talking to them, because once you get in routine and they find that it's a safe space to have an open dialogue, you will then learn so much more about them that you probably wouldn't have if you just got the yes or no answer or you didn't really
Mm-hmm.
talk to them. Now you know who's the cool kid, who's not, who's getting bullied, what the every smuggler, regular smuggler. Hello, caller, introduce yourself. Good
Good
morning,
morning.
Sharonda.
No introduction needed. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Mhm.
But like we talked about, and thank you for that, Sharon. Thank you for calling. Because that all goes back to that same theme of knowing your children and
Mm-hmm.
being able to communicate with them about what their educational experience is, and not just go like what we was doing.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna do what I say. You gonna go. You gonna
And
Mhm.
I went to Thurgood, so
my
that
daughter did too.
fundamental. Oh my God, you couldn't tell me I was not in college.
Yeah.
Like I thought I was gonna graduate 8th grade with like an AA, and my career already picked because like the homework literally every day from
Yeah.
almost every single class. And
Yep.
then if you don't do it, if it's not signed, if your agenda isn't signed, you get demerits. And so it's like it's
It's
definitely
stressful.
it can be stressful. I mean, it definitely did implement a sense of discipline, and I will say that it did prepare me for high school, but it can be a lot, especially when the caller, was like, he goes to his dad's house on the weekend. That can be a lot. Having to, create two different systems of doing homework here and then doing homework there. You have it every single day, including on the weekends. Yeah, it prepares you for high school, fundamental schools, and that's it, that's
It's a
set up.
different respect too when you
Yeah,
come from a fundamental. Like if you come from like Tyrone Middle School, and this is when I was going, so I don't know. And then, or you came from Southside. When the teachers saw that you came from Southside, you got a different kind of respect.
Oh wow.
yes,
Yeah. Then if
Yeah.
you came from like a regular
Okay.
middle school,
Yeah.
because they felt like you had that foundation,
Right.
and like your discipline, your parents are involved. Like
hmm
it's the stigma that's around the fundamental
yeah.
schools. But we have so many great schools now that offer so many programs,
hmm
to funnel in. So I don't know if that's still, a thing.
when Southside Fundamental and Thurgood Marshall Fundamental, when they merged, I was still in school at the time. I was in 8th grade, and so it was kind of like a low key beef because it's like, okay,
Okay.
well, we're fundamental and you're fundamental, and it was kind of
Like, what we doing here?
who's the better fundamental school? No, but it was watching those
We
two
be
schools
outside
merge.
of the
Yeah, it
Oh,
was like,
okay.
okay, well,
Oh, you think you fundamental?
right.
I know you
No, we
So
fundamental.
we know we fundamental. All right. So those are some tips for parents going back to school, parents and children, because this is also a time for parents as well. Also, traffic. Make sure that you're mindful of that. School buses will
hmm
be.
Because y'all will get them tickets if
Yes,
y'all are
yes.
Yeah.
speeding.
Uh,
slow,
look,
slow
slow
Plan
down.
down.
ahead so you don't have to rush.
Yeah.
Take your time. Take
Yes,
your
because
time.
there will be more cars on the road. The school
And that
buses.
adds stress
Yeah.
to children.
Yeah.
Having to wake them up. Hurry up and get up. Get dressed. Wear your
Yeah.
shoes. Wear your socks. creating
Yeah,
that system.
that's true.
Creating that system of,
So
okay,
you
it's
can
time to
ease
get
into
up.
your day.
Yes,
Yeah,
instead of having to rush.
All of that,
that's a
like
good one.
the kids being late to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like starting behind. Like if you can get
Yes.
up early and you
Right
can
on.
kind of do your routine,
Mm-hmm.
however it is, they have a better day.
Yes.
Right,
And
right.
you do too, parents.
Yes.
All right, so
Let's talk about these
let's
shells.
let's talk about the brawl in Alabama. Y'all ready? Tag a friend. This is the conversation they've been waiting for. So tag your friends and let them know we're about to talk about it. So a massive brawl broke out on a riverboat dock in Montgomery, Alabama on Saturday evening over what appeared to be the docking of a pontoon boat. And the city's mayor has several things to say about these reckless individuals who were detained. So the fight between a group of individuals and a man who appeared to be a dock worker was captured on video around 7 p.m. by onlookers aboard a nearby boat at the riverfront park. The woman recording the video can be heard saying that a worker was moving a black pontoon boat that had been docked after the apparent owners were told they could not leave the boat in the area. As the worker begins to move the boat on his own, a group of individuals approach and begin to argue with the man the video showed. The verbal altercation then turns physical when one individual suddenly punches the worker in the head. Other individuals in the group rush the worker and begin punching and kicking him while he is on the ground. Onlookers intervene and begin pulling individuals off the worker, who then is seen standing up on his own, walking down the dock. Boy, it was on there. And so we want to talk about it. Most people who have seen it, that's the official headline version. But what you saw, Kimbrell?
Oh my goodness. Unity.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. The sense of pride I felt, like I'm like,
yeah,
this what the ancestors been waiting on. Like this is really
my people.
They're my people. Like, oh my goodness, like everywhere.
Let me set this up. We don't advocate violence.
No.
And the views expressed on this program are the individual views of the guest and host.
And not a 99 Jam.
Yeah. But
and not a councilman.
No, this is not the councilman. Let me take that hat off real quick right now, so that we don't get in any trouble. But yeah, no, it was definitely interesting to see the way that people rallied around the doctor and supported him in that moment. And it was clearly along racial lines. Like you can see the clear, who's fighting who.
Right.
And it was definitely, I don't know if it was triggered by race, but the melee, you was able to see who was with who and who wasn't.
So it's if Alabama is as hot as it is in Florida, everybody.
Okay.
No, seriously.
Okay.
True.
That's Montgomery, it was a hot summer day in Florida. I know everybody was aggravated. But somebody when that went up.
Yeah, when he had up.
Like Bobby Shmurda.
That's like a bat signal. But in the video that I've seen several versions of it.
Yeah.
Right? So you have like some that have like mashups. You have the whole scene, and then it cuts to video. Okay, so it was like you can see a part of it. So many people recording, you can see like the initial, confrontation, and then you see they call him Aquaman.
Aquaman.
Swimming across the.
And this was a little boy. He was young. You can tell
16.
And you see he kicked off his shoes once he got on there, pulled up his pants.
Yeah,
it was ready. Like,
he was on.
They calling him Evander Holyfish. I love that. Like the names that I've been seeing is
you talking about taking a courageous leap.
Man.
He jumped in that water, man. And they, if you notice, they had blue shirts on, so those were crew members. That's the other part of it.
Yeah,
so it wasn't just like random
people.
It was like people who were a part of the crew who jumped in, and they was also a part of the melee and disbanding the unruly pontoon boat parkers. What's on your mind, caller? It is. Good morning. Good morning. Comedian Damian Davis. What's your take on this Alabama thing in 60 seconds or less? Yeah.
I disagree.
Unc wasn't there just to fight. Unc was trying to end it.
Yeah.
No, yes. When he hit the lady that was sitting down on the ground, I knew he was going to jail.
Yeah. No, seriously.
So wait, you saying preemptive whoopings? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
You whooping them before they do it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna whoop you now for what I know you're gonna do later. Boy, you tough. Love it. Man, I always appreciate it, man. You put a smile on my face every time, man. Comedian Damian Davis, man. It's up there like granny panties. He said, whoop your kids before they do it. But and to his point about with the guy with the chair, I think he did too much. When he hit, when he hit the lady, the lady already was subdued.
No, but listen,
And he came, and when he hit that lady with that chair over the head, I was like, okay, he going to jail.
So,
and even the commentator, that was another thing about the video. The commentator and the commentary that was going was like spot on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like everything that I was thinking, she was saying it. She was like, oh, that's right, you did. And so I'm like, yeah. So that made it a little more dynamic too, just watching it. It wasn't just like, if you watch it with the sound off is one thing, but to hear that commentary was another one of the things that was like, okay. And she was like, oh, damn. And then when he hit her with the chair, she said, he going to jail. I was like, yep, he going to jail.
Did he go to jail?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think authorities are still looking for him.
They want to talk to him, but I don't think But you want me? So he still wasn't the aggressor.
I was gonna say you enter a fight with full grown men.
Mm-hmm.
You liable to get hit in the head with a chair. Like I don't know. It's quite possible.
Now you know because they didn't
So
think that
I have this also theory, right?
Okay.
Is that like when you throw a punch at somebody, boom, you can't tell them what
you can't tell them how to react. Yeah.
You cannot do it. So if I throw a punch, if you shoot a small gun, and then I do it, so you can't tell me what's too much or much.
Right.
No, you go low, I go low. You can't tell me.
That's supposed to be the whole principle of an eye for an eye. You don't go too far. Like if they take one of your eyes, you take one of theirs. You don't take both eyes, the nose, and the mouth. It's an eye for an eye.
My dog took the whole head. The whole.
He was really trying to end it. He was like, okay, look, that's enough. I could just hear him thinking when he grabbed that chair. All right, that's enough of this.
Because he probably been doing this forever. When the last time y'all been to Alabama? I just left Alabama.
Okay.
I just left Phoenix City.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So that's context.
So I'm just gonna tell you. All right.
Oh, and they said Trump had a rally there maybe 2 days before that.
Oh, so they was all riled up. They was ready.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, they said there was a Trump rally there a couple days before that. Trump got away with his base. I'm not saying that these were Trump supporters. We don't know these people.
We don't know them.
We don't know these people.
Yeah, but I know they were one that day.
They did, and they would think twice.
Yeah.
Before they go and try to jump somebody, because they really thought he was just gonna be out there.
He thought he was solo. Yeah.
They did that. They weren't ready.
The community came together.
I love that.
Me too.
But with Aquaman, his real name is Aaron. I'm not gonna call him Aquaman. But with Aaron, he being 16, so more than 50% of American adults have admitted that they cannot pass like a basic swim test, and it only consists of like 5 skills, and that's jumping into a body of water that goes over your head and coming back up, being able to tread or like float in a circle for a minute with no type of flotation device, being able to swim a lap 25 meters without stopping, and being able to climb out of a body of water with no ladder. So not only did he jump off of a riverboat, landed in water over his head, came up, he then swam a distance, and then he climbed up on a tall dock with no ladder.
Yeah.
Like not everybody. Like
Yeah.
it seems like he was just swimming. This man swam.
Yeah.
And then he climbed up on a dock with no type of ladder, like
Right.
all arm strength.
That's commendable.
And then he fall. Like,
Yeah.
and then
And then he
and
really
then
fall.
he
Yeah.
People
fall.
don't know
Yeah.
how much strength it is because everybody think they can swim. until
Yes,
you don't have
until
go
it's
there.
time to do
Experience
it.
too. I thought I could swim, and then I went to chasing this thing that got away from me. But no,
Oh.
turn around. They went and got it on the jet ski.
You know,
'Cause I was like, that's
you
all I
did.
could do.
So you know what? We done talked about this. I think everybody has talked about it. This has been really funny. We got like 10 more minutes left.
Okay, so let's do Ask Kiana. But yeah, they said he's 16, he's young, and they messed around and found out that day that ain't what you want. But yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. So, Ask Kiana. That's funny. So, now it's time for the Ask Kiana segment right here on the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. And today's Ask Kiana is being brought to you by the One Community Grocery Co-op. Are you tired of limited food options in South St. Pete? So,
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Well, take control with the One Community Grocery Co-op, our community-owned retail grocery store. Join us as an owner and help us to build a thriving store that meets our community needs for fresh, healthy, and nutritious foods. Your ownership makes a difference. To learn more, you can visit the website OCGC, that's One Community Grocery Co-op, ocgc.coop, or you can attend one of our events or learn more about being a part of a healthier community and building a healthier future. Hey, Kiana, what if hold on? What if you deeply resonate with the mission or cause, but you're not particularly fond of the person leading it? How do you navigate this dilemma and still contribute positively? Help me discuss some strategies for managing my personal feelings and focusing on the bigger picture while staying aligned with the values and goals.
Okay.
You need to see your face. That's a pregnant pause right there.
That is. So,
A lot
okay,
to talk
so
about in 8 minutes. We might
it
pick
is.
this back up
We
on
might have to
Freestyle
pick
Friday.
this up back
That's a
up on
good
free.
question.
But so think of this, and I say this all the time: is it more important for you to be right or to fix the situation? Is it more important to you for your cause to get done, and for y'all to fight another day and to accomplish your goals, or to disagree with this person and then they they push you away from something that you truly believe in? Just think of it like this: you only have to be with them for so long.
Okay.
You know, it's just like a workout. Like when I used to work, I'm like, I got 30 minutes. He can't kill me no longer than 30 minutes. So if I have 5 sets, I only can do this so before we move on. So it's going to be done before you know it. So if you can I know
So
I
think
do
about
that. Yeah,
you know that it's only temporary.
and also a lot of times it has nothing to do with you. It's that person. So don't take it so personal. A lot of times we take what people do personally. That they can be their personality. It may not have nothing to do with you, and y'all may not gel. But you can also, I know y'all probably are not the only two in there. Team up with the person that you more common with, and then maybe they can be the mediator in between, so you have a buffer, so that you don't have to deal with that person on a day-to-day basis, like on a full-time scale while y'all in this meeting.
So limit the interaction.
Yeah.
They focus on the end game, right? The reason why you're there, and don't get distracted by the personalities.
So you summed that up really nice. After I
I'm just
said it.
listening.
Just listening.
That's all. I'm trying to do that a little bit more.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. What
Kimberly.
you said? Because you like,
I know. It was so spot on. I'm like, dang, did I submit that question or not?
It's a lot of people that resonates with though.
Yeah, I'm just listening because I'm literally in that situation right now. So it's like, what do you do when like you have a passion for something and you have to work with people that you may or may not agree with? How do you find that common ground to meet that goal? So as you're talking, I'm just listening to you. I have no feedback because I'm literally trying to I've been calling people all week. What do I do? What do I do? So as you're talking, I'm like, no, the timing is impeccable because it's.
And I think it happens more than we realize.
Yes.
And I think for me, if you look at it in the context of how you do jobs, right? Because this is talking about a mission or a cause, but you're not particularly fond of the person leading it. Well, it's like we work on jobs every day. Most of us, a lot of us, I should say, where you might not like your supervisor or the person in charge, but you still go in and you get your job done.
Right.
And I think if we apply that same type of principle to
Mhm.
our community work or our mission-driven, exercises and interactions, then I think we can get a lot further. But when you volunteer in your time, you want to volunteer with people who you like and people
Yeah.
you agree with. But if the circumstances don't allow that, but you really believe in that cause or you really believe in that mission, then that's when I think what you said is spot on. It's like, okay, why am I here? Why did I really join up? Like, did I join this movement to make friends, or did I join this movement to actually get
To
something
make
done?
yeah.
To make an impact. You know what I'm
And
saying?
also find the good of that person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's really hard, but find the good in that person. And it could be something like they're very organized.
Mm-hmm.
No, I like
Yeah.
that because usually this is what the ooh was. I remember being in a situation like that, and our regional minister at the time, he told me, he said, look at that, the thing that you don't like about that person may be something that reminds you of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
or reminds you of something you don't like about yourself.
Mhm.
And so it just changed my perspective, because he said it was two parts to that. So he said, usually the thing that they're doing that you don't like reminds you of something about yourself that you don't like. That's
Mhm.
one thing. And so being able to look at yourself and why you're responding to that person that way. And then the other part of that is how God uses people to bring things out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so what is being brought out of you? What's the lesson in this for you in your interaction with that person? Is it for you to learn patience? Is it for you to learn humility? Is it for you to learn facilitation? What is it that you have? What skill do you have to learn to apply to deal with this person? Because a lot of times the man or woman we want to be is on the other side of the trial that we're trying to avoid.
Mhm.
And that trial usually shows up in the form of a person we don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And-
That's what the ooh.
Yeah,
No,
no, that was
no.
good. That was good.
So take it.
Yeah.
I mean, so I try to find the positive in this situation. Stay at the common goal. We definitely have some
comment.
Comments. Align your heart with the cause and not with people. Your spirit of love will do. Let me hit it up there.
Okay.
Hold on, 'cause they
Eric
forget-
Jackson. Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Eric right here. Your spirit of love will do the rest. Life is full of poor teachers and great leaders, or great leaders and poor teachers.
Right on.
Mm.
Right on. Right on. I appreciate that, Brother Eric. Because and it's true. I mean, once you really have, that mission focus, it's going to be a phase where you're going to have to apply some conflict resolution. You're not going to agree on everything. That's what I tell everybody all the time. If we agree on everything, then somebody's not being honest.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we know it's just how you disagree is what determines
Right,
what I
and
like
you
to
don't
do.
always have to be heard either.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody think that they have to be heard. You don't.
Oh yeah, I
Everything
got
is
no.
So we have 2 minutes.
Okay. Is that long enough to reach around this comment?
Go ahead.
You have to just focus on your work and tune out the surroundings. But you have to do business and stay in business mode and keep it strictly business only, and then go home. Hashtag. That's it.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's all.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
What
We
you
still
want to do
got
with
it.
these 2 minutes?
Well, we got 1
Let's
minute.
freestyle.
Yeah. Okay. So it's closing remarks.
Final thoughts. That's what we're doing. Final thoughts. So we know we got some views coming up.
Yeah, we do. Go ahead. We'll let you.
All right, so I'm actually doing a fade in the water swim lesson session in honor of the Bama Brawl. So I'm gonna be dropping the flyer today. I will swim the ocean for you.
Okay.
I will go and bring you all of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, fade in the water. And it's a I swim for you discount. So it's a
swim for you discount.
It's 3 40-minute lessons that we're going to be learning the basics of water safety and drowning prevention, how to float, holding your breath, your face underwater, beginning stroke technique, all that stuff. And it's $100 for the 40-minute classes. But if you do the I swim for you discount, 2 people can come for $160. So yeah, use that, bring a friend, all that stuff,
Yeah, how did they find out how they connect with you if they want to do it?
On Facebook, and if so I can send it to one of you and you can post it on the the Breakfast Club page and all that stuff. But it starts next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:45 p.m. So yeah,
fade in the water. Not wade in the water, fade in the water. I see what you did
And then what's the code?
I'd swim for you.
I swim for you. And
Yeah.
you get almost bring two people in. All right, so Brother John.
Final thoughts, man. There's a lot more that needs to be done and needs to be said. But I just want to thank y'all for riding with us. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you go back and watch the replay. There's a lot of good information contained in today's broadcast. And we'll be here on Friday for Freestyle Friday.
All right. Be the change you want to be or see.
Mm-hmm.
Write down those 5 things that make you happy, giggle, smile, make you feel good, appreciate life. Sharonda said make sure you send her that flyer because she will post it for you.
Thank you.
Yes, and that is it.
This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Kiana.
Who you is?
I'm Kim. That was real random.
Who you is? All right. And we out. Believe and do good. Up next is the Hughes.
See you.